Are you ready? Are you ready to pod it up?
Let's go. Let's have fun. Peatcast it.
This is the Simply Youth Ministry Podcast with Doug Fields,
I think it's going to be a four-shoulder touch.
Matt McGill,
Nothing says loving like a muffin.
Josh Griffin,
The internet is a hotbed of activity.
and Jana Sardi.
Podcast.
The show starts now.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey,
Hey everybody, Simply Youth Ministry Podcast. Doug Fields here with Jana, Matt, and Josh.
Hello.
The second time in 104 episodes that we started over, and there really
We did.
wasn't any need to start over.
How many times have I been censored? Just twice, right?
Just twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I referred to some unfortunate.
We've done one show without Doug.
Did you do a
Actually,
show?
we didn't do a show.
Oh, what
No.
happened?
I tried so hard. I just
goodness.
want you to know
We
I tried
tried.
so hard.
You know what?
No, don't say we tried.
I got
didn't.
here. I got here a few
No,
minutes
he
late.
did.
I'm
Oh.
guessing the rest of our
What?
team, which is our
You,
audience
our
team,
beloved
They know
viewers.
we
they
tried.
know where the real leadership happens. That if
That's
I'm gone
true.
2 weeks and you guys can't pull off a show, I
Yeah.
even saw somebody Twitter. You Twitter?
Yeah. Oh
Or
yeah.
you Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh just had better things to do.
We were here.
Oh, you two were here.
We sat
But
here
why
at this
didn't you guys
table.
do a show? And I would have joined you a few minutes late. That'd have been fun.
So you showed
Well,
up
that'd have
late.
been fun. Me and Matt.
I was here 23
Well,
minutes
we were
late.
too busy
and
praying,
it
getting
was-
over the bitterness.
Wow.
That's true of me,
But
not
today,
you. You were
if-
fine wasting time.
Why didn't anyone leave today when we were
jeez.
23 minutes past?
No, I sent a text saying
Yeah.
I was filming video.
On Bluefish TV.
Yeah.
They do. I was watching their little vignettes, and I was actually thinking of
Is it
you.
Bluefish
Yeah.
TV or Blue Shirt TV?
Bluefish TV,
Oh.
which I wore my blue shirt.
Your
which,
dentist outfit.
You just got his scrubs on.
You know what's so funny? This shirt has stood the test of time. You know the old video that we did?
In your
where-
opinion.
Where it ends the... That's good. Ends with, don't forget to...
The Cheeto
Yeah,
fat
that
the
food.
fat
back-
kid eating
yeah.
Cheetos, which was you
Oh,
with
I
that
like
shirt
that
on.
one.
That was just,
I wore this shirt back then.
that's funny.
Yeah.
How does it
No
still
I
way.
agree with Josh though. In your mind, it stood the test of time.
I brought like 12 shirts for
Yeah.
the Bluefish people to choose one. They chose this one.
There you go.
Well, it's
a medical-
Yeah, but natural
medical
selection.
instructional
They
video?
didn't have much to choose with.
Well, here's the deal. The other thing about fashion is that it goes out and comes back in.
Right.
So
Like
maybe
the-
maybe this.
No.
Yeah, we
Well,
always need a dentist.
You know what? That was pretty good
Brush
for
your
you.
teeth.
Open up. Oh, it's
Um,
a youth minute.
For Josh, though, to talk about fashion,
Yeah,
the way
come
that
on.
he dresses. Last night we're at a dinner.
Oh.
The refinery that we all built. One.
Why was I not invited to this dinner?
You didn't build
didn't
it.
build it.
Yeah, you,
Oh.
you bailed halfway through.
All you wanted was a cheese fryer. You didn't want anything else.
My goodness.
You didn't build it.
I
So
almost
anyway,
lost my temper right there.
it won.
So much for the
What do
new-
you mean?
So much for the new map.
Oh,
Yeah.
golly.
It won an award. For
Gold points?
Gold. It won gold.
Oh,
It
that's
got
cool.
40 gold
That's
points.
Oh, you're a little tender now
40?
because we actually
40.
won
How many-
gold.
how many
You
did
didn't
have to
win.
get
You guys
30.
didn't win
Gold-
anything. It was all
billion.
Brian
It got-
Connor.
They applied for 41 and got 40.
Great.
Yeah, really cool.
So anyway, we
Can
showed
we
up
take
last
down those
night,
dumb
and here was
signs
the
now?
dress. The dress was nice, casual. And I walk in, and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. I could tell his face was thinner, but he's
12
wearing
pounds.
a Angels T-shirt.
Not even a jersey, like the thick
No,
jersey.
not
that's
even-
like 50
I
It didn't look like it had cotton in it. I could see his nipples.
they were very, very vibrant last night. I walked in from the office,
Vibrant is a
went to the
color, by the
dinner,
way.
left the dinner early, went to a small group, got home. It was like 10 o'clock at night. So
Oh, so
I have no defense except that.
You know what? It actually crossed
Correct.
my mind though yesterday afternoon. I wonder if Josh knows what dress code it is, only because
I
you said
didn't
you were
know.
going,
And no
I
one thought,
I
I
thought
wonder if McGill would want to be at this.
I was
thing."
in Africa the whole time. I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't even know.
And he
thank
still
you.
wore
I know
scrubs.
you
No
would've
problem. He
thought
looked fine.
I wonder if McGill sat in 5,000 meetings arguing with Forrest
with
over
your
stuff.
shirt on inside out. It doesn't count.
I did show up once with my
that,
shirt
okay, we need to
inside
tell
out.
that story.
I think we told it
I'm in
recently.
good company then. I feel good.
Matt showed up. Was the meeting like at 7:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
Matt showed up with a shirt inside out, and these are like executives,
Awesome.
engineers, architects, the whole bit. Anyway,
It's a
hello
break.
everyone.
Yeah, it was awesome.
The four of us have not been together since I think the last time we did the show, and we were about to just start talking about stuff, and we said save it for the show.
Save it for the show.
And I don't even remember what it is. Let's quickly catch up. You're on a weight loss bet with 3 other guys.
I'm on a weight loss bet with 3 other guys, and it's till
Josh
August
denied
1st.
me, by the way.
I have lost 2.89%
I wanted
Let
to join in.
Why don't we let him finish?
as of this show, which is what, 12 pounds or something. So
who's
yeah, having fun. Have had a lot of salad and salmon.
What? Hey, congratulations on 12 12-pound weight loss.
Thank you.
No,
It's fun.
all
It's been
seriousness,
10
that is
days.
awesome.
I gained 12 pounds, I think, while I was gone. What about you? You weren't allowed into his club?
No, I got a text from one of the dudes that said, it's like, hey, do you want to be in? And I was like, yeah, I think I do. And then I get a text a few minutes later, well, you're going to need to lean on Griff. They don't want you in. And so I thought
Because
at that
this is
point,
the reason why,
I thought
though.
at that
I
point,
know
I know
'cause
why,
he-
too.
I can win right
Yeah.
now. It's an easy win.
Is that why?
No, here's why. We all waited at the
Wait,
same
we
time.
have to
at
tell our
noon.
team. The other people involved are like,
I
Skinny
cried
people.
that night with me.
You cried yourself to sleep as you scooped ice cream into your
First
mouth.
of all, in all seriousness, I know that if I would have called Josh and said, "Dude, can I be in?" Josh would have been, "Of course." So
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Let me
I'm
also,
making
let me
something
go
up.
public and say you would have lost $250.
Probably.
Yeah, you.
No
would
one's
be.
going to beat me.
I don't know. He walked around the
No
weight
one's gonna-
lake
Why?
twice now.
I've lost more than a pound a day since we started. I'm in.
Seriously.
Yeah, but
You're
More
not,
than a pound a
Yeah,
day?
you're not going to beat
He's
me.
more disciplined than I am.
oh yeah, you
I'm
would-
way more disciplined than you. I guarantee
Yeah.
you.
The problem is I just don't care about money.
Well, you don't.
Oh,
care
really?
About,
That's
Newsflash.
why this. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
you don't care
That's-
about weight either.
Yeah, I don't care about money or basically the things of this world. I'm heavenly minded.
Oh, thinking on things above.
Yes.
Amen.
That's right.
That's good.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking about $750 towards my Segway, but whatever.
Yes.
Because see, I'm
Although-
walking 2 miles a night, but soon I'll never walk again.
2 miles a
'Cause
night.
Are you walking all the way around? it?
Around the entire. I did it on Google Maps.
Are you
going
gonna
to
get a Segway?
And I'm going to use the money towards the Segway. Yeah, I need about $1,500.
Well, let's walk.
How much does a Segway
I have
cost?
9:30 every night around all of our community. Janet and I live in the same community, and so I walk right by their house and
Yeah.
every night. Yeah,
By yourself?
yeah.
At 9?
He's a big dude.
9:30.
It's okay.
It's fast.
No, I don't mean like. you
Would you
protect
walk
them,
around
like-
Mission Viejo Lake?
I could. It's easy for me. I tuck the kid in the bed. I walk outside, and boom, I go.
That's great.
No
do you
iPod.
do, you
no
do
nothing.
heavy hands?
I do.
I'm
I
going
will
out
I put on my
tonight to
fat
work.
shirt. And I take a bunch of
Wait,
supplements
wait,
and drink some tea
What does
and
a
go.
fat shirt mean?
Well, everybody has a shirt that kind of you just feel really comfortable in. So I have one that
Oh,
says
okay.
Griffin University on it. It's 3XL.
Okay,
Put on my Adidas shorts, my walking shoes, and go.
but you have heavy hands,
Yeah.
like weighted deals.
Well, I just fling my arms.
Do you
I mean,
have
it's a
something
sight.
in your hand?
Are you a speed walker?
No, but
Do you have a weight?
no,
That's
no,
what
no,
he's saying, a
Sorry.
dumbbell.
I meant
Okay.
like I move my arms like I do.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That burns more calories. 'Cause
Absolutely.
no
well,
one
it
can beat
burn
me.
more calories if you got those little
Yeah,
hand
get
weights.
some dumbbells.
Well, lifting the body around is a lot of
Isn't
weight
enough.
right now.
So
but
what'd you weigh in at? What was your starting? weight?
326.2, and I weighed in last night at whatever that is.
Wow.
312.
Mish, I talking to Mish. If I get to 240, I can buy a Segway.
Really? Dude, we
Yeah.
could do dueling segways.
Totally. But then Mish was like, "Where are you gonna even ride
Yeah,
it?"
why would you want a Segway? That seems like a tremendous waste.
I know.
What?
But for him, it's not.
No,
To and
he
from
lives
work
close.
every
Yeah,
day?
we live so close.
I would
To and
use
from
it.
work would be
Oh,
awesome.
I'd be so
All right,
eco-friendly.
here's what I'm sensing from our team that is
Yeah.
listening in.
Yeah.
Boredom.
No, they want us to get going.
Yeah.
I think a little bit.
I think
Team,
so.
what do you think?
Hey,
Don't
should
worry, I was
describe-
fine when you were gone. Everything was great in my life.
Well, I was about to get to
Wow,
you, Jana.
sass.
Since Jana has prepped the show.
No,
Oh, here we go.
gosh, I don't want to take
Well,
credit for
prepare
that.
yourselves for disappointment, everybody.
Seriously, I do not want to take credit for
Jana
that.
has prepped the show. If you'd like to send in an email for the next time when it will
Oh,
be
man.
prepped carefully, you could send it to podcast.
At
What did we send it to?
simplyyouthministry.gmail.
sympodcast@gmail.com.
Does anyone
Uh,
check the old email address, or is that just gone?
No, I don't. sympodcast@gmail.com.
We can
but
barely check the right
I
one.
have been, since I got back from Africa, I've been in stress crisis mode to get everything done. I said to Jana last night, I said, would you mind printing out the emails, and once you read through them and
Prep them.
go. So here we are.
Here we go.
Haven't
Jana
read a
prepped
single
show.
one.
Oh,
Philip
Let the record
Opry.
show.
Wow, look at
Opry.
this. Janet's in the spotlight.
Pendleton
No.
First United
Golden
Methodist
child on
Church.
the line.
Oh, she already failed.
Oh, look at where it starts. Doug, I'm so disappointed in your
Boo,
In your
boy.
team. In your team.
Oh.
It's our
Philip,
team.
it's our team. It's our team.
Come on.
Yeah,
It's not
nice.
our
We're all in
team,
this
buddy.
together, man. I should write
Yeah,
a
that's
song
the
about
new
that.
since episode 100. We're an extended
Yeah,
staff.
we're just one big happy.
I was so excited to watch last week's podcast to pick me up, and then I get a Twitter from Josh saying they aren't going to have it. I guess when you leave the country, the whole thing falls apart. Sorry, I guess I put too much faith in them. By the way, Phil, 2 is T-O-O. Also, ask Jana why she is a Twitter snob and has hers as private. If she allows me to follow now, blocked.
That's funny.
Do you know him?
No.
Thought it was the Palm
Thanks
Pre.
for all you do to your podcast. But I don't really get that
Blocked.
because didn't we do that?
Yeah, he's making fun of it. Blocked. He's
Oh,
blocking me
He's
too.
blocking you right there.
You know what happens? We blocked her. We literally, at the last podcast, me and
Blocked
Josh
Janet.
blocked her before she could leave the building. I mean, she was blocked quickly.
Right.
And then when I went to Africa, I mean, she's like one
What do
of
you
the
mean
last
blocked
people.
her?
You can
He
block people
blocked-
on Twitter.
Oh, you weren't here that
Oh,
show.
No, we weren't.
That's why it was a good
We?
one.
We. All three McGills were gone that day.
Yeah, we
I
blocked
refer to
Janet.
myself in the plural majesty.
Plural majesty. we
Sire.
we
Sires.
said to Jana that she's a voyeur because she doesn't ever Twitter. She just watches.
Right.
She's a
So like
stalker.
We blocked her.
You blocked her?
We blocked her.
Twitter
You
block.
blocked her.
And then I
That's
go to
funny.
Africa, and I realized that I didn't unblock her because I was just going to block her for a bit,
Yeah.
for a couple days. And then I'm thinking of all of my friends. I want her to know what's going on because if anything happens, you guys.
Yeah, we're
you know,
not going to help.
Speaking of Twitter.
Although I called your son and talked to your daughter both while you were
Did ya?
gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Me too. I had
checking
fun
in
text
and-
conversation with Cody one night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
He's
great.
a good kid.
Speaking of my daughter,
Oh.
let's
In
don't.
Africa.
Yeah.
She left today for 3 months in Africa. Wow. Yes. But you know what? Right before she left,
What?
you know what came in the mail? A
I-
little support check from the Griffins.
We're here for you. We
Wow.
love the Tory.
Yeah.
Wish it could have been more, but
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not
sure-
rich like Matt.
I'm sure they.
Now mine was there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
so
I don't
okay.
really know. I don't really know who supported her. I
and
didn't.
I don't
pay-
support Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hates
All
Africa.
right, Sean Kalick,
I don't like that old school missions.
Ridgecrest Baptist Church, St. Charles, Missouri. A few weeks ago at our youth group had a tacky prom.
Are we live? Yes. Wow. I'm getting. I'm getting the signal. We are live.
We're live.
Yeah.
and-
Are we on the air? Yes, we are.
And people just drove off the road listening. Okay. Prom. It does say prom. But here's the deal. I just got to let you know. I just came from all morning shooting.
Oh, God.
I shot.
Seriously, you're right.
I shot 4 sex videos,
Wait a minute.
4 sex talks, 4 sex messages
Four?
that I give to high school kids.
Video curriculum on.
Video curriculum.
There we go.
On sex.
On the
And-
topic of sex. There we
Yes,
go.
and I just raced over from there to here. So, and the last one was on pornography. So, they had a tacky prom.
Prom.
I ordered 2 XXX with the specific intent of
That's
sending
funny.
T-shirts to the podcast. Y'all are great.
Okay,
Well,
so
well, send
2
it on, man.
XXX. What? Just for
He
these
knows.
guys?
Is this it?
He knows where.
Well, maybe this is it. Oh, it is.
Oh.
We had a box
what is
here.
this?
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Wait. Let me pass them out.
Just in case there's an iPod, Doug needs to hold it
Yeah,
tightly.
no kidding. What show is that, Matt? Here you go.
Oh, a pocket of air.
There. That's what
Thank
you're
you.
eating.
This is the lunch.
Yeah.
It's a rice cake.
All right. So tacky prom. Oh, we all got shirts for the tacky prom because we just got here. For those of us
Oh.
that are in our family, our team, this was sitting on the table podcast, and
Oh.
we didn't. So
Thank
you
you.
didn't know that it went. What were you thinking when you printed that out?
I see 4 shirts.
Yeah, 4 shirts. A medium.
No,
That's
but
gotta
it says
be Jana.
2. That's so it
Me-
just was funny.
Medium, Jana. Large. I could use an XL.
Scrubs,
I
Doug.
I
Yeah.
show our team.
2XL.
Come on, 2XL. Otherwise, it's a fat shirt.
2XL.
Yes. Thank you.
Sean,
Thank you very much.
Tacky prom.
Nice. Fruit of the loom.
Oh, I like that.
Fruit of the
Tacky
It's a high quality. There's cotton in that. You're not going to see my nipples on that one.
Well, it's disappointing.
Well,
Bethany.
you can skip. I don't. That one's okay.
What?
Well, if I'm in
Oh.
charge of prepping the podcast,
Well, then you
that-
should have
Well, then
taken it
take
out
it
so he
out.
can't
Now
see
I already
it.
said
It's too
Bethany.
late.
She knows she's going to write us.
Bethany,
if
we're
I-
not going to be able to
This
read
is
your
the
show.
best part right here. You just read this.
Okay.
All right.
Wait a minute.
Bethany
it's got
Boring.
kind of a Tron theme. Have you noticed that?
Watch the live podcast for episode 103. Thoughts? No Gatorading it next time. Though the colors kind of lighten up the set. It was just interesting watching a certain someone pick one up at a random moment and shake it. Not exactly sure what was going to be the result. Someone should put the cap on loosely next time.
Like that wouldn't be checked.
Doug, not sure I was too caffeinated the last time I saw you.
And
Looks
now.
like you are getting younger. Well, thank you, Bethany.
Oh.
Why would I not want to read that?
That's
Jan?
what I said. That's
You're-
what the part you should
Oh, I
read.
thought you were pointing to
Benjamin
that.
Button.
Oh, no.
Seriously, not sure if that is what you're going for. Well, I'm wearing a shirt, Bethany, that
It's
I wore
definitely
about
from a younger
15
day.
I wore about 15 years ago, and the guys were giving me grief about it. Janice says I look like a dentist. Loves the podcast, always makes me smile, and though I am part of a team here off air, I still love hanging with you guys once a week and every other week.
Oh.
Keep it up. Thanks for all you do.
You're welcome, Bethany Moore.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is a good question.
Okay. Well, I'll be the
Better be.
I'll be the,
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah,
the
thanks
judge
for
of that.
prepping, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
let
got
us
it
be
from
the
here.
judge.
First
Yeah.
off,
This
love
will
the
be
show.
really funny. Let me tell you.
No.
This is from Tim Ortman, Hemet Church of the Nazarene.
I love him.
It's just what I need after a long week, the podcast. Great laughs, great resources, and just plain fun. My question is, how do I watch the podcast live?
Don't you think there's probably other people out there wondering the same
Well,
thing?
Well,
you can't.
just
If you
got your
can't figure it
Twitter.
out,
You just got my Twitter?
you can't
Yeah.
figure it out. You don't.
Well,
deserve
has
it.
have our numbers gone up since the Twitter went out, Chris?
Well, it went out 1 second ago.
We have about 30.
Oh.
Well,
130 people are watching.
If you go to Simply Insider.
Simply
I'd
Insider.
like to say hello to everybody out online right now.
.com/live.
There it is.
And there it is. There
I
you
didn't
go.
think that was a great question, Jan.
Well, I just.
We've been live for like 400 episodes.
Yeah. If you can't figure it out, you almost don't deserve.
Yeah.
Aw.
This is
Oh.
from. You go to a website.
This is from John Shell. So you said in the podcast that you do not have an assistant. So is this something that you're looking at adding? You should have a contest, kind of like The Apprentice SYM style. It would be a riot. People can send in videos and call into the podcast. What do you think? I think you should really add an SYM podcast assistant also. Talk about a new reality show.
Talk about a new reality show. That's how
I
it's
like
supposed
it.
to be read like
I
that.
like it too.
That's a
Do
fun
it.
idea.
It'd be
My
fun.
dramatic reading.
All right. Well, the one of you that's closest to my assistant, why don't you make it happen?
Done.
Done.
I am your assistant. Let's be honest. I'm okay with it. I'll admit it. I
Dude.
just.
You're not the eternal intern, though.
That's
Oh.
true. Don't talk that way about Janet.
This is from Eric West.
The eternal Chamberlain.
My name is Eric, and I am a
That was nice.
was funny.
You just had this kind of like.
Josh, just for those that couldn't see, Josh just fist pumped me with.
Because he thought you were putting together the rock, but you
No,
weren't.
I-
You were just going like this with
That's
your
what
fingers.
happens when you're old. Arthritis.
I've
But you
got
look younger
arthritis.
Thank
Good
you.
as a
job. I got
doctor.
arthritis. Gout.
Dr. Fields, it's time for surgery.
She did
Eric
me this
says,
time.
I'm a podcast water from Southern
I
California.
know. I didn't really get that.
I'm a
either.
podcast
Watcher.
watcher.
Well, that's really far off.
Well, the spell checker wouldn't get it because
W-A-T-E-R,
water's a
Okay,
real
okay.
word.
I heard about your trip to Africa. I would love to hear more about your ministry trip to Africa. I go to Fuller and know Trap Clark, so it's really interesting to me. My wife and I have been called to Uganda to help start youth ministry all over the country through the Nazarene Church. We are writing a youth ministry manual for churches there. We leave next summer and we'll be there for a year. Wow.
Wow, that's
Eric.
great.
crazy.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Let us
Free stuff.
we'll give you anything you want if you let us give other people free your youth ministry manual.
That's
Seriously.
quite a sentence.
Seriously.
Well, I mean,
You
think
scratch
about
our back, we'll scratch yours. is what
No,
you're saying.
what it is for years we give things. Anybody who goes,
Right. We charge Americans. so
we
give
charge
it away
Americans,
free.
we
and
give
the
it
rest
away free.
But
to-
let us have the blessing of giving it away for free.
Thank you, Matt.
Take my name off it, put your name on it.
Oh
That's right.
gosh, you
Correct the
guys.
theology.
Reach
Isn't
that
it
grow
good
to
to be
sky.
known?
I am fully known by you.
What if
guys.
there were these 5 circles and they were all
Hey,
in? Then
speaking
there's
of
this
this,
space back.
Really quickly, though.
No, hang on to you really quickly. Let's get to this.
Let's
for
get
just
to
a second.
Africa,
We have given
Uganda.
we have given things away for youth ministries running
Yeah.
mission trips all over the world. Why don't we also give them a youth ministry manual from Eric West? I think
I
that would be
agree.
a nice idea.
Is
Isn't
that
that your book?
I know what exactly.
I don't know.
mission
sure.
trip from start to finish? Is that came out?
No,
It's
youth
like
ministry
KDYM
manual.
and
He's writing
Swahili.
something to give to
Oh.
the people there.
Yeah, but if
But-
maybe we could
yeah,
maybe
I
we
think-
could use that.
I agree. No, if it's good, let's do it. I'm in.
All right, now go,
Yeah.
Matt.
I
Ready?
was just, in the moment, I was just going to say, do you know what the letters and shapes stand for?
Spiritual gifts, heart abilities, personality, and experience.
Of course.
Why? Because you didn't know before you had
What's
to take
ha-
over
okay,
the
ready, go.
301 team?
Habits.
Hang time with God. I don't know how to spell habits, is my bad. Accountability for another believer.
B
Bible memorization.
I
Involvement in the church body.
T
Tithing.
S.
Study scripture.
What are the 3 legs of the stool of peace?
Who wrote tools for each one of those letters?
I don't know anymore, but
You don't know
yeah,
the
but
3 legs apiece?
Yeah.
church, state, government.
Church,
State,
government, business.
Weren't you at staff meeting yesterday?
And it was 2 days ago.
Yeah. Wasn't it a 2-day long staff meeting?
It was. I was there the entire time.
Do you ever feel like that staff meeting was just for one person in the audience?
Me. It was for me.
That is such an insider joke. So inside that Josh doesn't even know it.
No.
Was that
Oh.
inappropriate? Because if it was, I want to apologize. I
No,
just
that
thought
was funny.
All right, so we're going to Uganda.
So this is from Marcis.
Wait,
I
did you
think.
want to go back to tell us just brief how was your trip in Africa?
Well, here's the deal. I went with Chap Clark. For those who don't know, he's the head of youth ministry at Fuller. I went with Duffy Robbins, head of youth ministry at Eastern.
Philadelphia.
I went with Marv Penner, who's the YS Canada guy. I went with Walt Mueller, who's like culture guru, and our wives. And we had a very, very good time. And we were looking at different...
2 countries, right? You went to Rwanda and Kenya?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was great. And
That's
it was,
awesome.
I did read your Twitters. I just couldn't remember.
I didn't read them.
Yeah, I was blocked. I don't know if
Did
that
you
was
find
on.
out why the language in Rwanda is called Kenya Rwanda? That's a big question I got.
No.
Hmm.
Didn't even ask that.
Google
next
that,
time.
man.
I am writing from Latvia. Where is Latvia?
That is one
Former
of the
Soviet
Balkans.
Republic.
And we are still waiting for you all to come over.
We're Americans.
Let's
We
make
don't-
episode 120 from Latvia.
Isn't that one of the Balkan states?
Nope.
I don't know. Will you Google that real quick,
Yeah.
Chris?
Wikipedia.
Yes, it totally is.
Internet
Dude,
never lies.
all I know is one of the leaders of our church said a peace trip to the USSR, and that was awesome because I don't know anything about geography or political geography, but even I know that USSR hasn't been around for at least
It's been a little
10 years or 20 years.
Reagan era.
Okay, question.
Latvia.
The question is how to work out situation.
What?
Okay, remember Latvia. So it's
Oh.
not going to be...
How to resolve conflict.
I now feel bad.
She's part of our team
I'm
that maybe
sorry.
doesn't... The English is
I
not
apologize.
first language.
Yes.
She speaks Kenyan Rwandan.
Our youth leader, who preached 3 times a month, speaks about 45 minutes every service.
Okay.
And everybody in the team feels the same. It is too long. At least she did use 2 correctly.
Yes.
How many minutes?
45.
45.
Ooh.
I talked several times with him. He says thanks for feedback. Next time sermon goes 35, and then after that back 45 to 50 minutes. Wow, sounds like Josh.
Talk to me every other week. You should be all set.
Oh, sounds like me. That one time I was like, oh, no problem. I'll be 30.
Yeah.
Dude, 2 hours later.
Yeah.
Whoa, crash and burn.
No, it was only 35.
So what do you do? What do you do, Josh? I'm speaking for you this
Oh,
weekend.
man. Yes.
And so, how many minutes would you like me to speak?
39.
Okay. And
39.
39.
Let's say.
39.
He's kidding.
Let's
Because
say.
it's Doug Fields.
What is it normally?
30. 31 maybe.
Okay. So let's say I go
That was
over.
precise.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm laughing
I
at.
time every talk with my iPod. Boom, put it in front of me. There it is. It counts up. Every single talk I give, I count. I don't
The
know why.
iPod that was really directed at me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me have that.
No, it's
That's
just the funny. It's so specific. 31 minutes. 39
well, I think
minutes.
there's a magical number. I think.
I think so.
So
And
I
31 is it?
Yeah. Actually, 28 plus a good video.
Yeah. See, people that are into Star Wars would say magical number.
Yeah.
Those of us that know the Lord.
Spirit filled.
A spirit-filled number. There's a mythical force that surrounds
Surrounds all of us.
Okay.
No, but
Yeah,
you
you were
could-
giving an answer
Yeah.
before you got rudely
I wasn't
interrupted.
45 is long for a student ministry
But here's
context.
your point: is what does she do? She talks to the guy, and then see part of this. Since none of you guys are answering this,
This is a tough question. That's why.
This isn't. We don't
Yeah,
have enough
lead-
context. We don't
lead
know
a
if she's.
rebellion.
We don't know if she's the leader. We don't know if he's the leader.
Right.
Get all the students to sign a petition that says you suck.
Yeah.
All right,
That's it.
that's Matt's answer. Janet, what would you do?
I think you get some feedback from students on the
Blocked.
on the idea of like
It's the whole setup right there.
do they think 35 or 45 minutes is too long, or do you think that's too long? Because I think you
I
gotta.
would guess kids do.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
but
possible.
But dude, you guys, it is another culture. I mean, you can't drop the. This is what I think.
We don't even know what works in our culture.
Well, yeah, where is Latvia? Did
Right.
we ever decide?
Yeah, it's in Europe,
South of Sweden and north of Poland.
South
Told
of
you.
south of
Sweden.
Sweden.
Just the other side
and
of
it's
Hawaii.
one of the
then.
Balkan states. There was like 6 of them.
I didn't realize there were countries outside of the U.S. until just recently.
Totally.
I'm American.
Tustin.
Well, I think Janet, go ahead. I think you should continue.
no, I think that it's when somebody doesn't listen to your feedback, but if you're not in charge, then
welcome.
Well,
My
if
world.
this person is in charge,
No one ever listens to my feedback.
well, feedback has to have
Sorry.
some value.
Matt, were you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is the problem though that is in a whole bunch of churches. It's not an isolated incident in any way.
We have it in our church every week.
Preachers want to preach.
Yeah.
That's
right.
So to try to reel that in, they're going to hide behind the Holy Spirit, and maybe it's legit. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to shut down someone who is hired to talk about God.
Well, we doubt they're hired to talk about God here.
I understand all that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying
I just think you have to have an honest conversation. Keep doing it. If you are in charge, you just don't let. If I asked Josh to speak for me and he went long, I would talk to him about it. I would talk to him about it again, and then I would probably start asking other people.
And then you would make joking references about it too, just to cement the fact that this is funny, we're friends, but this matters to me.
Yeah.
And don't forget.
Don't you think there's a little bit of a prep? I mean, especially you guys that are speaking every week, you got to prep with the mentality of, I can't pack this with so much information too, So your prep is targeted at, I wanted this to be in 35 minutes.
Has to be your goal going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I think almost that same principle, but the opposite, in that you tend to go longer when you don't prep as much.
That's very true.
That's my feeling. Like when you have really good prep, you know
exactly
the
what you're
illustration.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. But that's what I'm saying. The goal of it being, hey, I only have 35 minutes to deliver this material. So I might not be able to deliver all this material this week. I have to
What if,
plan.
what if you did this? What if you just did some research too? The other churches in your area, the school system. I would go to TED.com and listen to the talks. TED brings in the most world-class speakers in the world, and
It's
which that
world-class.
makes but it gives them 18 minutes.
The most world-class speakers in the universe.
They will cut off the best speaker in the world at 18 minutes because that's their rule. 18 is the magic number for
They cut them off? What does it look
spirit-filled
like?
number for them. They literally kick them off the stage in 18 minutes.
What do they do? Turn the music on?
I don't know. They play. I don't know.
Shoot them.
Yep. Sniper.
Mm.
So I'm just saying, if the
Only
culture is
18
saying
minutes?
2-hour church services, well then don't be bugged out at 45. If the culture's saying 18 minutes, then 18 is your mark. Do some research
In
too.
Africa, I was in a 3.5 hour
Exactly.
church service.
Yeah,
3.5 hours. I left twice to go to the bathroom. Second
a
time I
small-
really didn't
And to
have
take
go.
a walk. And
Spirit-filled
No,
bladder.
second
right
time I
there.
went to the van. I made it look like I was going to the bathroom. I went to the van to get some food.
How do you make it look like you're going to the bathroom?
Well, it was right. When you
You're
get up and
going
leave,
like,
it's like, oh, yeah.
Ooh,
It was a little
gotta
bad.
go.
I felt
to
a
the-
little guilty going to the van and getting food when I was literally sitting around starving kids, because all the kids coming in. I had fruit snacks in my pocket, and I was sneaking fruit snacks during the service.
Unreal.
And little kids were watching.
Yeah.
I feel bad right
They're
now
not
at this
hungry.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was hungry.
They can't smell that fruit snack a mile away.
I'd have a conversation, Marcis. I would have a conversation. I'd have another conversation, and then if I was in a leadership position, I would allow somebody else to teach.
Yep.
That's what I would do. You got to be honest with people.
28 minutes.
You got to nip it.
Yep. Jana, so far, you've done a good job in,
Well,
in
thank you.
prepping.
Yeah, I give
Yep.
the show a 3. Out of 3. What do you guys? What?
Scott Tinman.
Hey.
Hey, Scott.
Glad I could help Doug with getting the right email out on Twitter.
Thank you.
Whatever.
This last week, I've been thinking through how to help make good transitions from children's ministry to youth ministry and how we transition students out of youth ministry. One of the issues that has come up is how to divide or make breaks in ages. Do you follow how the school systems are set up in your area? So the question we are wrestling with right now, junior high or middle school, 6th through 8th, or 7th and 8th. Our 6th graders seem to get tired of the children's ministry, and we sometimes lose them between 6th and 7th. We are looking at making the switch and allowing parents to decide whether a student is ready to make the switch and allow them to come to the youth ministry, or should they stay in Awana? What are some of the issues we should be thinking through?
question.
Thanks, and looking forward to being with you in Chicago. Chicago!
Simply Youth Ministry
February
Conference.
2010.
You're not invited.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a
Yeah.
gold certified conference. So.
Yeah, you're
No,
uh,
it's just a
just
conference of friends, but you're not
Dress,
coming.
Yeah.
Hey, dress formal.
remember
That's
that
cool.
remember that seminar you did for us? Pretty low.
Too long.
pretty
It was
low.
too long,
But
so
your
you're not
wife
invited
was
back.
pregnant from the one before. That's good, dude. Yeah.
Scott, this is a great question. I don't have data for this, but
do.
yeah, Matt will find it. I don't like 6th, 7th, and 8th. I think 6th grade is still young, which adds a 7th year of youth ministry type programming. If we had the resources or the leadership, I'd do a Sixers type ministry where somebody just reaching 6th graders, because all 3 of my kids, by the time they got to 6th grade, way tired of the children's ministry. But I don't think they were ready for junior high ministry.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been great to have like a Sixers, club. I mean, kind of like Awana's, but maybe brought into the 21st century. Something
That's
for
strong.
6th graders, kind of helping, that preparing for adolescence.
Do you want us to use that shirt as their uniform?
Rip off your club number and wear it on the show.
That was funny.
Do we, in our setting right now, the local junior highs are 7th and 8th, and so our ministry is 7th and 8th.
Yeah.
But outside of here, 6th, 7th, and 8th could be lumped together,
Yeah.
essentially.
I think we're trying our children's
You put
ministry.
your gum in there, Jana? I was about to.
How nasty is that?
Wow.
Gosh, I was about to.
Prep the
It was
show.
actually on my lid, so
Oh.
you knocked
Hey,
it
there's
down.
nothing here but
Oh, nast.
I think our children's ministry, though, is trying to figure out 5th and 6th.
Third of it.
what? That's not a bad word.
Can we bleep that out, Chris? Okay.
What? Ask the online crew if that's over the line.
That's. All right. Here's a question about from Chris Burke, Youth for Christ,
Burke or Burke?
Youth Unlimited Area Director, Maddock, Ontario. This is Canadian, eh?
That's Canadian.
Hey, speaking of that, don't we have some mission trip? This
Speaking of countries that need Jesus.
This is a new
Pre-war?
product. So Andy Brazelton, if you can turn into minute 31 to see the product placement that keeps
Andy
the
watching today?
that keeps does Andy
No.
watch anymore? He's counting his
No.
money
Prepare
in
to
Colorado.
go
Just
live?
Stacking money.
It's money.
What is that?
Prepare.
helping your short-term
Prepare.
mission
Go.
drive your long-term
Live.
vision. That's actually a good
Helping
like it.
your short-term mission drive your long-term.
vision. I like
That's
that.
a-
That is catchy.
I don't
very
get
needed.
prepare, go live.
Live.
Prepare, go live.
Propago live.
It's right next to Lativa.
Pre-go, pare, live.
So Prepare, Go, Live is a new product that
I like it.
Simply Youth Ministries put out with Leader Treks. It's prepare your short-term mission to drive your long-term vision. Matt, could you just shut up for a little bit? Prepare is the journals. Go is
More
the
journals.
study. And Live is more journals.
So it's journals before,
Desktop
during, and
backgrounds,
after.
slide backgrounds, e-cards, sticker designs, editable letters, editable postcards, promotional materials, Go luggage tags. This is like mission
Yeah.
kit in a box.
I like the idea of taking what you experience out there and bringing it back home. I think
Oh,
it's
you
neat.
prepare, goes the trip, and live is
And
when
then
you come
live it
back.
out.
Oh, man.
Way to figure it out.
That
And
is
you're
the
the
dumbest
future of our
title. I'm
church.
sorry. I love that. I love resources.
Yeah, well, and judging by the one titles you've come up with.
I've come up with no titles in my life.
No titles?
I think.
Yeah.
Don't heap on me Bible Institute. Like you
Great title. So clever.
Yeah, no, kids
Draws
love
kid.
that, man.
They're just they pack the
Kids
place
love
out.
that.
What if we called it
Matt
seminary?
McGill, Teaching
Oh,
Bible Institute.
gosh.
There's also a new product, a
McGill, I need to
video
do something.
video curriculum, 5 weeks of small group video curriculum,
Title.
connecting students to the heart of God's biblical purpose. This is what I did, where 5 weeks teaching through the purposes. There is a little journal that goes with it, and
Cool.
there you go. Andy Brazelton, that pays the bills. What do we
Buy
call?
that
What do we call
stuff.
this when you have to?
Freebie that we're
Free
giving away.
No, no, no,
This is
no.
called
Infomercial?
sweatshop
What are we?
labor.
What are we trying to pay for?
How much do we get paid for this?
Bandwidth. Bandwidth.
And our
Band-Aids?
enormous salaries.
Yeah.
Yes.
More than dodgeball.com. Go there.
Yes.
Hey, should we give these away to anybody, or
Yeah.
would that defeat the purpose?
Yeah.
of-
So prepare.
Let's give
go,
this one.
and then live.
Let's
Two.
give this one to our friend from Canada, Chris Burke.
Oh, Chris, congratulations.
Yeah,
You're in.
plan a trip to come here to America. We need help.
And let's give the video curriculum on the purposes to this person right here, Kyle Gunderson.
Oh, good.
Kyle, congratulations.
No. I just think that's great
He just
Yeah.
liked the name Kyle.
because he, yeah.
He's
All right.
a PYM mentor. Here we
Kyle.
go.
No.
All right. Chris Burke says, I'll start off with a quick story, a story which brings to my question.
Which my prepping, you
Uh-huh.
might just want to ask the question.
Well,
But
I don't
mean-
know. Did you prep it, Jana?
Oh boy.
Oh, pepperoni pizza.
Here.
What do guys do? Okay, you want me to just go to the question? Then
well,
we're going to have to
for
go
the
back
sake
read
of
the
time,
comment. All right.
no, I think it's
Oh,
okay.
what's like a
What do
little
you guys
pillow
do
for
in
me.
regards to relationships on your mission trips? We always have a no PDA rule, and the teens are usually good at following it. But in this example that you guys didn't read, these two
I read
took
it.
off away from the group, away from the leaders, and when we are back at the church, which is where we're sleeping, we can't please every single student there. We generally trust them to just go and hang out on the swings or in the parking lot. This is a trip we do every year, so I'm looking for guidance how I can address this for next year. It's good. It's a good question. Chris, one of the things that I like to tell parents in our really on any trip, is to let them know that we're going to take adequate supply of adults. There's plenty of adults, but we're not responsible for all the choices that your kids make.
It's not a 24-hour lockdown.
We
Right.
can't, have surveillance on kids. So in the middle of the night, if they choose to sneak off and have sex, parents aren't, hey, how come there was no supervision? At some point, you've got to say, parents, you're sending your kid on a trip, and they've got to be able to make some decisions. So I think you lay that guideline down, and you also say that here's kind of our rules. And if there's few, we've got 10 guidelines and 3 you break these, you go home.
Yeah.
And you've got to decide what those break these and go
And
home
then
are.
enforce them when they happen.
Absolutely.
That
And
sucks,
if
but you gotta
this
do it.
was one of those, then they're done.
The same principle that you're talking about, you actually said to me at camp last year. You were like, "Whoa, they have so much free time up here. Make sure next year in the parent orientation you mention that there's a lot of free time and people that can go wherever they want, and make sure that you kind of beat that drum a little bit." So I remember you saying that to me even last summer, and we've added it to this year's training.
Well, and it might
Jana-
be worth saying.
Jana,
What?
this is, how could I not read this? Look at this.
Well, you can.
Here's the story. Go.
Oh my
so-
gosh,
You can read
this
the
is the best
story.
part of the whole deal.
Wait,
We're
can
sorry,
I first
Chris.
go
Okay,
back
go
to this
ahead.
real quick?
Jana's
It might
negligence.
be worth saying that we do have parent meetings for our big
Yes.
trips, and almost every trip. I
Right.
mean,
Oh,
we have
Camp,
the,
Mississippi.
yeah.
People still do that?
Yeah, we still do every once in a while.
You guys just blog about it?
Oh, dude, I'm a good blogger. Morethandodgeball.com.
Cha-ching.
All talk.
Alltop.church.alltop.com. It's a good website too.
Okay, read,
All right,
the,
read
story,
the story.
If you would.
He says
Oh, I
we
got a
work
story.
we work primarily with non-Christian teens. This past March we went on a trip. We called it a service project, but you could read it as a mission trip. There seems
What?
to always be a few people who come down who were in a relationship, but then there seems to spring up a lot of trip relationships. Absolutely. This year was the worst, to the point where for 2 hours after lights out one night, I was out searching for a guy and a girl with the help of one of my volunteers. I finally found them off in the woods next to the church having sex. Jana,
Oh,
You didn't see-
wow.
how could you not read? How could you tell me not to read that?
I'm not.
That is
not saying-
that's the heart of the story. We're giving this guy Band-Aids and he's catching kids having sex.
Send them home. Take them home
This
immediately.
This is why I prepped the podcast.
Public
This
execution.
is exactly why. Wow.
You know what? 2
And
kids
so-
having sex is not funny for Gianna.
Wait, but here's.
She's turning bright
I didn't
red.
say it was
No,
funny.
I'm just
I-
saying you didn't answer his question though. You don't feel like you answered his question.
Maybe I answered his question,
Okay.
but that's like
That's different than 2 kids
Hey,
making
stuff
out.
stuff
you
happens
know?
on camp. Just tell the parents that ahead of time. Ah!
yeah,
Babies!
Oh, she's
Quarter three
pregnant.
strands.
wow.
You
Chris.
kick them out immediately. You take them home. You fly them home. Whatever.
Immediately, do you dress them?
Yeah, you probably say
was
put
just
that.
gonna
Hey,
say
cover
that.
it, and then yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Wow.
Say they were
You
caught with their
send
pants
them
down?
or fly. Whatever. It's over. Game over. Done.
Yeah, because then that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen anymore. The other thing that I would do, lights out. I'd also, I would sleep 2 volunteers by each door.
2?
Whatever.
Well, the thing that bothers
Too
me
normal
about
size.
this too is that they were looking for hours, and they ended up being right next to the church. Next time, start a circular pattern behind the church. I mean, that backwards
Figure out your
Canadian
sweet
logic.
zones.
Yeah.
Backwards Canadian language. So this weekend, we get back from Africa on Thursday night. Friday,
And
we.
our podcast listeners know I'm just kidding, right? I'm not really that much.
They're
of a
not
jerk.
listeners. They're our team.
Right. Okay.
And our team knows. They know our hearts and our personalities.
They know
That's
that we're goofy today.
They know that
We're a little
They
goofy.
know that Jana should not prep a show.
This is Jana's first mistake.
No.
Second.
No, no,
Remember?
she's a Twitter voyeur.
Third.
So-
How do I block somebody?
I'll show you later. So, we're at this volleyball tournament in Northern California. My 20-year-old and my 17-year-old, in between games, went to the Suburban and fell asleep. Cody's grown out of his pants, so when he went to sleep, he took his top button unbuttoned, you know. And I call him and say, "Okay, Cassie's game's about to start. Why don't you guys come in?" Him and Tori get out of the Suburban. He's buttoning up his pants like this, and he sees a mom from the other team sitting in the car next to him, looking at her. and he goes, "Dad, I felt so uncomfortable because it looked like me and Tori, brother and sister get out of the car, and he's buttoning up his pants."
Oh, no.
So we sent him home.
Send him home. Just let by the car door.
Oh, Chris, I am sorry to hear that.
Dude, that
oh,
is-
I need to.
those are
where do
brutal. Oh, yeah,
we
he's
need-
getting a-
we
he's
need-
getting-
I need that one, so he's getting that deal. And I'm sorry for the way Jana prepped this.
Hey, at least you got some free stuff.
This is from Ken Compton. Here's a question for you. I seem to have fallen into a slump in youth ministry. Oh, Josh can relate.
Hey.
I've been working at my church for 2 years now and doing everything that I know how to do best, but no matter what I do, I can seem to get my attendance past 35 students. This is killing me because I know that we have at least 60 students in the church, and then if you add the visitors, that comes to about 70 or 80. How do I go about getting more of them to come more
Allow
often?
sex on your trips.
Yeah. I have broken down some of the reasons, like broken families and sports, so I know not all of them will be there altogether, but I'd like to think that after 2 years of the church, more of them would come consistently. After assessing my ministry, I know we could do better with follow-up, but this is really the only thing I am seeing. Excuse me.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is. It's not the kind of question that I would typically allow on the podcast.
Yeah,
if-
obviously
if I
poorly
was
prepped,
prepping it.
but I mean,
Yeah.
still.
Well, here's the thing. You have a potential of 60 kids in your church. My question would be, have I had conversations with those other 25? Do I know what their life is like? Do I know, I would start there, because just because you have the potential doesn't mean they want anything to do with your youth ministry. There's also times when a youth ministry will hit a plateau,
Absolutely.
and that happens a lot. And at that point, I think instead of saying, how, is it our follow-up, you look at your own leadership, because maybe this person, Ken, is the only one there, and he's trying to minister to all these kids and not doing you can't minister to 35 kids yourself. So maybe the next step is to get adult volunteers and and see if that made any difference. Matt, I wanted to take the phone away from you when we started, but I thought, no, he's not going to be that mentally weak. He's not going to play with his phone during the
challenge
podcast.
of mental capacity.
Remember last time we had a podcast without Matt?
I did.
How
So
really kind of
smooth.
conflict free it
It
was?
was well prepped.
Yep.
And all that. So.
Well, I was thinking, it appears that he could go have a conversation with some of those people, and maybe just even that personal invitation might, invite them in and might intrigue them to come. So I was thinking that too. But I was thinking, what could you do that could be a change that was something new that thought, hey, attracted people that may be sitting there
Yeah.
and think, I checked it out, I didn't like it, but something new that they would be attracted to. So
Yeah. What do you think, Matt?
I think I've got some Twitter gold.
Oh boy.
Is there something you want to share with us since you've checked out?
Well, I sent block Jana Sardi to Twitter,
yeah.
and I guess that's not how you block, because I got four people texted me back saying, "Whoops, I guess you weren't supposed to do that." So I just thought that was funny.
So not only were you rude
The,
to us, you're really rude to the rest of our team.
Well,
that's listening.
All
No.
Boy, yeah. Don't.
Twitter gold.
Come on.
I might get some personal.
Part of it is the realization that you're not going to reach everybody in your
Yeah.
church. There are some students that no matter how hard you try, how much you reach out, no matter how much fact finding of what's missing from your youth ministry that would draw them in, that you're not going to reach them. It's not going to work. So, part of it is also just resigned to the fact that not everyone's going to come.
But
to church.
I understand. He's been there 2 years,
Right.
and he's going at some point. We want to see some type
A break
of
this thing
of
open.
growth.
Yeah.
But when he's also talking about evaluating, so you need to evaluate more than just your follow up, because you can.
I think follow up was. I
you
did
can
listen to
interrupt
him.
anytime you want,
Oh,
Matt.
goodness.
Is you can you can look at a follow up, and kids that are missing can get a letter and that type of thing. But we can have the most efficient follow up in the world, but there may be some personal touch that's missing, or you may hey, we don't like this, or
Yeah.
I think he evaluated everything in the ministry, and follow up was the one thing he came up as empty. He didn't just evaluate follow up.
right.
Oh, okay.
Well, evangelism is part of it. I think, too, look for a consistent trend. Like, are all of these band kids not interested? Are all the jocks not interested? I mean, look and see if there's some threads that weave through the students who aren't there, and see if you could try a niche event, or try to, not to cater to them, but to just draw in your audience a
Yeah.
little more.
Well, and let's just say that audience there, the 60 students in the church, let's say those 25 are never going to come.
Right.
Okay? Those 35 that are coming should still, a percentage should still at some point be bringing their friends. There should be
Absolutely.
something
There are other fish.
caring, attractive, appealing enough about that ministry that some of those maybe more committed Christ followers are wanting to bring.
Well, and I would also say this: we're in the same boat. We have people that walk right by, and I think an incredible message, there's a good program. I think there's great relationships. They walk right by me, us, HSM, every weekend to go sit with mom and dad in the adult services, and it kills me. So we're in the same boat.
Kills you that they're hearing the gospel somewhere else.
Kills me that they're not in an age-specific program that would meet their needs and give them a caring adult mentor in their life. They're just going to pacify themselves with 1 hour a week for an adult-oriented service that is going to help, but it's not going to help them
Right,
no
the
longer.
Spirit of God will still move. but
Hopefully.
not as good as the magic you have.
I have Magic the Gathering.
I think these
Did
are
you
mine.
check out on that part?
Oh boy,
No,
intern
I
applications.
Prep of the next thing.
Trying to prep. I got to move ahead, Matt.
Gotta move ahead.
Not what I expected.
All right.
Hey,
Hour 3 of the Today Show begins.
Let's do this.
Seriously.
Let's end with Kyle Gunderson, who we're going to give that
Oh,
video
yeah.
curriculum to, which is called
Plugged In.
Plugged In on the purposes.
Congratulations, Kyle.
Kyle from International Falls, Minnesota, a small town of about 6,000 in northern Minnesota. I do not want to sound like I'm talking myself up, but we have 60 kids in our church and we reach them all. No, just kidding. But we happen to be the larger youth group in town and have been seeing God bless our ministry a ton over the past few years. The hardship I'm having is to find relationships with other pastors and youth pastors in our area. There are 2 other youth pastors in my town, but neither of them are interested in meeting together to have community. How can one have community as a youth pastor when those in their area do not want to have community?
That's a great
Well,
question.
Why do you have to have it?
Youth ministry
He
is
said he
not
wants
good
to
at
have
all.
it, Matt.
I know. Why do you want to have it?
Well, that's not
But
answering
you have
his question.
community right here. You have the podcast.
Why-
team.
Listen to the show.
Seriously, we
Ding.
are your community. You need nothing else.
Why do you want community?
He
To be
doesn't.
known,
He wants to be
loved,
alone in
to
a
be cared
dark.
for, to
I just
Order.
watched on Twitter from Cynthia Hamwork. Are you mad at Gianna?
That's awesome.
Note for next week.
Yeah.
No
No
phones.
phone.
No.
How many- No
Either
Matt.
that or don't bring Matt.
No phones? No. No, Matt.
Well, I
You're
don't you
not
think, don't
invited
you
to
think
the
though
lead dinner, and
the,
you're not going to be invited to podcast.
the days of the local youth pastor gathering, they're not over, but
What?
virtually now, you can gather with youth workers, you can gather on great sites like morethandodgeball.com and other, I mean, you can,
Yeah, Talkbox.
Yeah, that,
You can-
that fills their community need.
no, I'm saying to
Let me
a
read
degree.
5 ways to promote your mission
No.
trip.
No, I'm saying there is
products
great
to buy from
community.
Josh.
Oh, please do.
Okay, but seriously though,
I'm
let-
saying
4
virtual
ways to
community
segue
counts.
is an outreach tool.
no, virtual community counts for some. For some people, it totally does. But the reality is look at what he's truly saying here. He wants to be friends with 2 guys. They don't want to be his friends.
Yeah, you can relate.
Me
One.
and Josh. Oh, shoot.
Oh no.
The equivalent of this question is 2 people
Kenneth,
don't want to be my
Kyle.
friends. How do I get them to be my friends?
No.
No, I
They
don't
don't
think
wanna
so.
be your
They don't
friends.
want to be your. They don't want to connect with you for whatever reason. But
Right.
he's saying, how do I have community? In a there is. Let's send him to National Network of Youth Ministry.
Absolutely.
Go on the website. Here's where I live.
state mentor.
Well, yeah.
State
what about
mentor, absolutely.
PDYM?
Well, I don't know if it's close. He says in their community.
But that'd still be a great place for him to start because
Absolutely.
we actually gather some of our community and try
Yep.
and
Do luncheons a few times a
Yeah.
year. So there's two options for you: pdymcommunity.com
Yeah.
and the National Network of Youth Ministry, which I think is youthworkers.net. Youthworkers.net.
Awesome.
Both of those places would you be able to find people who are committed to community. These two guys may not be committed to community.
Right.
Anybody who's part of our PDYM mentorship, that's one of the ways to be a mentor is you are committed to community. Part of being a part of the National Network of Youth Ministry is you're committed to community.
I think you just stalk those guys on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
and show up to their favorite Starbucks and just
Like,
sit
what are
at
you
their
guys
table
doing
and
here?
Be like, oh, I didn't know you were here.
Let's talk
hang
youth
out."
ministry.
Then all of a sudden you got friends.
That's good. And with that, we end our show.
So long, everybody.
Oh,
Send
you guys
your-
I got to tell you a story. I did some good pet discipline this
what
week.
does that mean?
Are you
You
gonna tell it on
don't
the
have a
show?
dog.
We'll just save it. I've got fish.
Pet discipline of fish?
Yeah.
I don't even
I'm
want to
gonna
hear
end
it.
the show.
Stupid.
Let's start.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we'll do
put.
the
I'm gonna
live
put
show.
this.
We're
No,
gonna
no. Let's
we're gonna get rid of our dog too. So
Start.
Tell your story.
next week's
Real
show.
It was
Start-
time the day you got it.
No.
Start
Eagle.
next week's show with
Fish story.
pet discipline. You know what that's
He's not
called?
going to be here.
Where's he gonna be?
Oh, where are
We're
you
not
gonna
inviting
be?
him.
Oh, that's true. I'll retell it
Block. Sorry, I can't hear you, Jana.
with pet discipline. You know what that's called, Matt? That's called like a
Prepping.
callback.
Oh.
Like we're saying to our team.
Callback?
We're saying
No,
to our team.
callback is after you tell the joke. You call back to it later.
Okay,
Like,
what's it called?
you're not
It's
invited to the
called-
next
It's a
called-
tease.
It's called a cliffhanger.
No, it's a tease.
Cliffhanger.
It's a tease.
Foreshadow?
season finale.
All right, we're gonna
Wow.
bleep out. We're gonna bleep out that one word from Matt.
Oh.
And it was. Other than that, it was a good show. We get a little more done when Matt's not here.
Yeah, but still
it's good.
fun.
Yeah,
we're just
yeah,
hanging
I
out.
enjoy Matt.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen you guys in a long time.
Yeah.
Fun.
Seriously.
Fun.
You're
You got a
looking-
new shirt.
you're
I
looking
like
thinner.
them way more.
Thank you, thank you. Bye, everybody. Bye, team.
Team out. Hey,
team.
sympodcast@gmail.com.
See you in 7.
Thank you for the shirt, Tacky.
Hey.